This one is for the OGs. And, well, if you know, you know. The link's up there and in the description, go nuts. But if you don't know, today I'm gonna tell you about why this limited edition retro Mercurial Vapor 15 is just a little extra special. And of course, I'm also gonna show you what they look like in action on the pitch, to hopefully help you decide whether you should get a pair of these before they're gone. And as you can probably tell, I'm pretty excited about them, so let's go. So, retro Vapor 15? I mean, what on earth is this and why is it dropping now? Well, the thing is that this is a nod 21 years back in time to the very first Nike Mercurial boot to feature a Zoom Air bag. It's this bad boy, which is called the Nike Air Zoom Mercurial. It came out in 2001 and as you can see, it's a bit of a chunky fella. But since the Zoom Air bag is now, if you hadn't noticed, back in the Mercurial, it was a pretty fitting time to give like a throwback to this pretty iconic and very stylish design. Especially also because the Nike World Cup pack, the Generation pack, is copper. There's copper on the Air Zoom Mercurial, and also it made a lot of people think of that R9 Match Mercurial colorway in copper, which also came out in 2001. And since the Air Zoom Mercurial has the same upper as the Match Mercurial, only with this variable turf outsole with Zoom Air bags in the forefoot, well, it all just made a lot of sense. It's all connected. So it's a good story. But as you probably guessed, this is not a one-to-one remake of the original. I mean, they don't look that much alike. This is just a standard Vapor 15 as we know it, but it's taken the same design and more or less the same colorway from the old boots. And actually, I think they've done a pretty good job of fusing old with new and really paying homage to the original boots. And the box. First things first, yes, the box is, well, it's the same box as back in the day, which I know will be completely irrelevant to 99% of people buying this, but to those of us that actually care, it's phenomenal. I mean, when I took this out of the Unisport box it came in, my first reaction was, we probably should have filmed it, but it's just a lot of attention to detail, and most of that attention to detail carries over into the boot itself. I mean, the colorway is more or less the same, dark navy, blackish. Of course, the copper accents are great to have. You have those tabs on the front of the boot. Of course, that iconic heel tab as well. You have a call out at least to some of the touch grip coatings on the original. You also have a call out to some of the stitch lines here, which is pretty cool. You have a little nod to that copper tongue on the Air Zoom Mercurial. You have those little Nike swooshes on the heel, which is, I mean, still looks phenomenal. And finally, you have the alpha dots on the heel and on the insole. And it's the same insole as back in the day. I mean, it's cool. But anyways, the Alpha project was Nike's elite project spanning 5 sports, and it was pushing innovation excellence in footwear throughout those 5 sports. And I mean, you could say a lot of things, and a lot has been said about the VT outsole here, but if nothing else, it at least pushed innovation back in the day. So it was fitting pretty well into the Alpha project, as chunky as it was. Of course, there are also the call-outs to Zoom Air and, oh, you know, the Zoom Air pods in the outsoles themselves, which is nice. It's connected. It makes sense. But what doesn't really make sense to me is that for all the, admittedly, very nice attention to detail that Nike have put into this, they spend a lot of time on it, I still think that this might be a major missed opportunity. Hear me out. Now, the Air Zoom Mercurial from 2001 had the VT outsole, variable turf. And basically this is a stud configuration that has plastic studs, molded studs, and then these detachable screw-in metal studs. And I mean, if you really wanted to make a knot back in time, I just wonder, could you have used something in your arsenal today that has molded studs and, you know, detachable screw-in studs? SG Pro, maybe? And you slap an FG tooling on? I mean, what? this is basically an early look at what SG Pro is today. So, I mean, not putting SG Pro on this is just a bit of a miss, really. Now, speaking of the VT outsole, it was really innovative back in the day. You know, there was Zoom in it, very nice. You could run for ages, still get that nice little cushioning underfoot. And of course, you could use it on these really soft grounds, still get decent traction on firm ground. It was even called VersaTract back in the day. So it was a versatile version of the Intertract outsole that we saw on the Air Zoom Total 90s. But anyways, it just weighed a ton. It weighed 100 grams more than the normal Match Mercurial, so it weighed 330 grams. And that was just too much. So it went to show that Nike were ahead of their time, but technology just wasn't there. But it is there in 2022, so yeah. For this to be a 10 out of 10 throwback to the old one, it would have needed the SG Pro tool. But as you know, and you can see here, this idea of old design on modern boots is not the first time Nike have done it. We also had the Future DNA pack back in 2020 with the Superfly 1 design on the Vapor 13, the Jumbo Legend 4 design on the Legend 8, we had the Air Zoom Total 92 design on the Phantom Venoms, and of course the Hypervenom Phantom 1 design on the Phantom Vision 2. All really cool, especially from afar. I mean, Hypervenom Phantom 1 design is iconic, and I still love these. They look so good. But I still reckon that the newest drop here of the Retro Mercurial Vapor 15 is just, maybe it's just a little bit more special because it has that connection to the OG boot, the box is there, and it just brings out so much nostalgia. But I mean, apparently it's a thing Nike are doing. The question is, if they keep doing it, what should be next? Which design? Let us know in the comments. I mean, even the boot bag has the dots. But if you're still with me and you've decided you want the Retro Vapor 15, you can get them from your favorite boot pusher, Unisport, in the link right over there or in the description. But not, of course, before you've told me in the comments what you think of these bad boys. And then, of course, also, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed to the channel with the notifications on yet, go and do that. And then also, if you like learning new football skills, there's a playlist right down in the corner, which is absolutely wicked, that you should definitely also check out. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.